NeedyMeds users and friends. Thank you for joining me for today's webinar brief, all about prescription assistance programs. My name is Carla. I am the Director of Education and Partnerships at NeedyMeds. And before we get started, I'd like to go over a few tips. You can feel free to ask questions by typing them into the questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. But no, I will reserve answering questions until the end. If I don't get a chance to answer your question, I will follow up with you via email. Also, I will provide the contact information for NeedyMeds and my contact information at the end. This webinar is being recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel. And a copy of the PowerPoint slide deck can be found in the handout section of your control panel. With this presentation, I will cover what NeedyMeds is, what prescription assistance programs are and how they can help you save on your prescriptions. I'll show you how to find prescription assistance programs on our website, and I'll offer some additional tips about prescription assistance programs. So let's get started with what is NeedyMeds. NeedyMeds is a national nonprofit founded more than 2 decades ago by retired family physician Dr. Rich Sagel, who is still our president. On your screen is our mission statement, a statement about how we achieve that mission, and our vision statement. But simply put, NeedyMeds connects people to programs that will help them afford their healthcare expenses. And we do that free and anonymously through our website, needymeds.org, and our helpline, 1-800-503-6897. And one of the most popular and effective ways we help people save on prescriptions is with our large listing of prescription assistance programs. Prescription assistance programs are programs that are usually supported by pharmaceutical companies and most of the time offer free and some of the time offer deeply discounted prescription drugs, usually name brand, to those that qualify. Of course, not every drug will have a prescription assistance program. When a program is available, eligibility requirements and applications will vary from program to program. One common requirement is that the patient's healthcare provider usually needs to be involved by providing a prescription, signing the application, and submitting documentation. So, how do you find prescription assistance programs on the NeedyMeds website? Let's switch out of the PowerPoint to the live site so I can demonstrate. You can search by typing the medication name in the search box or by clicking on or letting your mouse hover over that Patient Savings tab where a drop-down menu will appear. As you can see, there are a number of ways to search for prescription assistance programs in the top left-hand box labeled Save on Prescriptions. You can search by the company name, by the program name, or by the most common brand name. Let's try to find a prescription assistance program for a brand name drug called Lipitor. So I'll click on that brand name drug link. And the first thing you're going to see is a bunch of icons. What these icons do is they show you what type of information or savings is available for that drug. Is there a prescription assistance program? How about a coupon? Are there support pages that offer more information about their medication? Is there more information about this medication on drugs.com? You will also notice this A to Z index. The large categories on our website will have this index to make your search easy. So let's return to our search for Lipitor. I'll choose L in the A to Z index, and then I'll scroll down until I find the name of that medication. If you happen to see your medication listed more than once, click on all of the links to make sure you don't miss any programs. I'm going to go ahead and click on that hyperlink for Lipitor, and there are those icons again. The two on the right indicate that there's more information available about Lipitor on drugs.com or with support pages. This icon indicates that there is a coupon available, and the icon on the left indicates that there is at least one prescription assistance program available. That's a hyperlink, so I'll go ahead and click on that. And look at the blue bar right at the top. It reads Program 1 of 4. That means there are currently 4 prescription assistance programs for Lipitor. If there is more than one program, The ones that offer the most assistance will be listed at the top, and the ones that offer lesser assistance will be listed at the bottom, and then alphabetically. So I'm going to make the screen small. Don't worry about being able to read it right now. I just want you to get a quick glimpse of what our prescription assistance program pages look like. And as you can see, the programs are differentiated with the blue bar counting down. This reads program 2 of 4, now program 3 of 4, and finally program 4 of 4. I'm going to make the screen bigger so you can read that text, and we can talk about the information on the screen right now. And I hope you'll agree that all of the pertinent information is right on your screen. So right at the top, really importantly, you're going to see the name of the program and the contact information. And that's really important because if you have any questions about the prescription assistance program, you're going to want to be sure to direct them to the program as opposed to NeedyMeds. Next is the medication section. Next is the application section, where you will pretty much always find a PDF of the application like here. In the rare case a link is not provided, you will find more information about obtaining the application in this section. Then next is the medication section, which is where you will find all of the medications covered by the program. And very importantly, each program will list an eligibility requirements section. And as I said in the beginning, although eligibility will change from program to program, it is almost always based on 3 factors: insurance coverage, residency, and income. And I'd like to take a moment to talk about income requirements briefly. Income requirements are often based on a certain multiple of the federal poverty guidelines. And because that's so common, we put a convenient federal poverty income calculator right here. I'm going to demonstrate to show you how easy it is. Let's say we have a family of 3, and let's say we have an individual that earns an annual income of $90,000 per year. A quick tip: do not use commas or dollar signs when entering the income. Just plug in the digits. This is the individual's yearly income, and as I said a moment ago, let's say this individual is supporting a family of 3. That's all the information you would need. You click calculate, and the results yield that this individual's yearly income is 414% of the federal poverty guidelines. Now, when I return to that eligibility requirements section, you can see that this individual clearly qualifies, which is great. But what happens if the calculation showed that this individual wasn't eligible? Maybe he found himself just above the eligibility requirements at, say, 505 or 510%. Well, when that happens, don't despair. If your income is slightly over the income limit, apply anyway. And you can ask the program to make what is called an economic hardship exception. If you are denied, always be sure to appeal. Moving along, be mindful of the application section as well, which provides more details about the application process, such as if or how your doctor needs to be involved and the decision time frame. Then there is the medication section, which is also important because it lets you know, for example, where the medications would be mailed to and the details for reapplying. Finally, always read the additional information section because that is where we put other pertinent information that doesn't fall neatly into the other categories. I also want to take a moment to mention that we understand applications for prescription assistance programs can sometimes feel complicated. So if you return to that patient savings tab, you will see a section titled Help Filling Out Prescription Assistance Program Applications. We've put together this directory that lists nonprofits that will help people apply. The places we have listed here will usually assist someone for free or a very small fee. And you can search for help in your area narrowly by zip code or by state. And then programs will be listed alphabetically by city. One other prescription assistance program resource I want to point out is PAP Tracker. you will see a link for PAP Tracker under the Advocates tab on the left-hand side. If you are a healthcare professional and regularly help people apply to prescription assistance programs, you may be interested in PAP Tracker, which is a software we designed that eliminates the administrative burden of manually submitting and tracking prescription assistance program applications. Send me a message in that questions section of your control panel if you'd like to learn more. Now, before I transition back to the PowerPoint, I want to point out that you can find all of our other healthcare savings programs under that Patient Savings tab. I'm going to make the screen a bit smaller so you can get a quick glance at what I'm referring to. Our other savings programs include our $4 generic discount drug program, our clinics database. We have a section for coupons and rebates, diagnosis-based assistance programs, medical transportation. You can find a retreat, camp, recreational program, or educational scholarship, government programs, and of course, information about the NeedyMeds drug discount card. If you want to learn more about these resources, I encourage you to explore our website further when you have time, or sign up for one of our monthly overview webinars. You can check out and register for our upcoming webinars on the calendar of events on the bottom right hand of our homepage. Okay, so let's transition back to the PowerPoint. And as I do that, I want to remind you that you can ask questions by typing them into that questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. So let's talk about some prescription assistance program tips. I want to stress not to take no for an answer. Even if you're not sure you fall within the eligibility guidelines, submit an application anyway. If you are denied, you can ask the program to make an economic hardship exception. If at that point you're still denied, you can appeal. Also, find out, can your doctor prescribe a different medication, maybe a generic medication that is more affordable, or a medication that does have a prescription assistance program? And if you're getting information about prescription assistance programs from a source other than NeedyMeds, make sure it's reliable. You should never have to pay to obtain an application or apply to a program. We hope we are your go-to destination, as we pride ourselves on the information we share being accurate, easy to understand, up-to-date, and free. And when people are afraid they will not be able to afford their medications, they may wind up turning to sources that are unreliable, such as mail-order pharmacies. Be very wary of mail-order pharmacies outside of the United States or pharmacies that don't require a prescription. And yes, you can apply to more than one program at a time for the same medication. Cover all your bases. So if you're taking more than one medication and you can't find a program for the most expensive, check your other medications to see if there is a program for those. Alleviating the cost of those other medications may free up your budget so you can afford the more expensive one. Now, under that Patient Savings tab, you will find a category for Diagnosis-Based Assistance Program, one of the categories I mentioned just a moment ago. If you're seeking cost assistance for a medication related to a specific diagnosis, such as diabetes, check out the Diagnosis-Based Assistance Program section to see if there is other financial help available. When dealing with our call center counselors or the program itself, err on the side of providing too much information as opposed to too little. Giving our counselors the full picture may mean that we can find other assistance you didn't even know was available. And when dealing with the prescription assistance program, you don't want to be denied or delay the process because there was documentation or signatures missing. And finally, call our expert call center counselors at 1-800-503-6897. They are here to help exhaust all options and may be able to think of a solution outside the box. And sometimes illness, unfortunately, can be a family affair. While we're helping you, you may realize we'll be able to help a family member as well. Now, I do hope you found this presentation helpful. As I transition to taking questions, I see some came in. I will leave up this slide. At the top, you will find contact information for my colleague, Alana. If you would like to order some information or educational brochures and materials, please reach out to her. Any question about this presentation, you can reach out to me. And of course, you can call our expert call center counselors at 1-800-503-6897. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and we do have Spanish-speaking counselors. So let's get to some of those questions coming in. What happens if I can't find a prescription assistance program? So that's a great question. If you're looking for help affording a name brand medication and there's not a prescription assistance program, be sure to check out our coupons and rebates section, as well as our diagnosis-based assistance programs. You can find these categories under that patient savings tab. And if you don't find a program, you can always use the NeedyMeds drug discount card, which may help you to save up to 80% off your cash price of your medication. And with our drug discount card, you can also save 40% off medical equipment. You can request a card from our website by giving our counselors a call or dropping Alana or myself an email. Always remember to check back. If you don't find a prescription assistance program today, one may be added at a later time. Thanks for the question. You mentioned this webinar is being recorded. Where did you say I can find it? Another great question. It gives me an opportunity to let you know you can find all previously recorded webinars on the NeedyMeds YouTube channel. There is an icon for it on the top right of our homepage with all of the other social media icons. It's the third one from the left. I suggest subscribing so you know when new content is being added. And a reminder, you can find all upcoming webinars on the calendar of events on the bottom right hand of our homepage. Another question coming in about prescription assistance programs. Can I apply if I have Medicare Part D? Well, it depends on the company. Some will let you apply, others will determine that on a case-by-case basis. You will see the answer to that in the eligibility section of the prescription assistance program listing. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the program directly. So we do try to keep the question segment brief. So if you asked a question and I didn't get the chance to answer it, I will email you. And of course, you can reach out to us at 1-800-503-6897. For now, thanks so much for your time, and we do hope you stay in touch.